Hello and welcome to the New Age Geek channels. If you're new here, we'll be an inclusive space of people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. I'm not where I'm supposed to be, but that's okay. I'll adjust these as we get going. We had a little technical issue, so suck it, Trebek. Tonight we have Forging Fates, our sober D&D campaign set in the critical world of Exandria, following a wretched party, the Fists of Fate. What's up, Fists?
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe. Friendly little reminder that the New Age Geeks includes more than just us up here on the screen. It relies on all of you wonderful geeks and your participation in this community that we are building together. And if you want to become one of the New Age Geeks, you absolutely can. Just make sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels and join our Discord where you will find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. And chat rooms with the cast and other members of this growing community. Remember that the best way to help us out is with engagement. So we'd greatly appreciate if you'd watch the video all the way through, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that these platforms know to share us with everybody else. And also, speaking of engagement, we'd greatly appreciate if you would clip any of your favorite moments from the show. The happy moments, the sad moments, maybe even the romantic moments. But beyond Twitch and YouTube, we do have posts going up on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok. So if you're on those platforms, make sure to follow us for more geeky goodness.
Twitch Prime is free if you already have Amazon Prime. It awards you a 1-month subscription to any channel here on Twitch. Once per month, you do need to go in and resubscribe to that channel or a different one, but it comes at no additional cost. Just link your accounts and click subscribe with Prime on the channel of your choosing. If you're feeling charitable, please subscribe, Twitch, YouTube, perhaps gift subscriptions to others, cheer using bits, donate via PayPal, subscribe to our Patreon, and if you wish to become a sponsor for the New Age Geeks, reach out to us directly on our Instagram page to begin those discussions.
Speaking of sponsors, if you enjoy the music we have going on here on Forging Fates, I highly recommend checking out the Songcraft bot. Songcraft bot allows you to play open source community selected music and soundscapes directly from your Discord server with just a few clicks. Whether you're playing with friends or streaming on Twitch, you can use the audio stress-free. With their pro subscription, get their playlist builder, shareable playlist codes, access to 40+ music genres and 20+ soundscape types, global genre selections, and 2 premium Discord servers, all for just $10 a month. By using our referral code NAG, that's N-A-G, you get $2 off your subscription for the first 3 months. All you need to do to get started is invite that Songcraft bot of your choosing to your server, then just hit play and let Songcraft take care of the rest. Sorry, I'm trying to finish what I'm doing.
And we are also partners with Dragon's Nest Delivery. If you don't know what Dragon's Nest Delivery is, it's a D&D shop with a ton of D&D essentials, including dice, apparel, homebrew adventures, and their Nat 20 card series, which we'll be using here over on Queer and Present Danger. And they even have a D&D subscription box, which includes dice, candy, one-shot adventures, minis, and a bunch of downloadable content as well. So when you go to checkout, make sure to use our referral code NEWAGEGEEKS, which is all one word, for 18% off of your order. And yes, that even includes the subscription box. So when you go over and check them out, make sure to tell them that we sent you.
Okay. Okay. So, announcements for the week. I've got done. Investigation check. Had a last minute cancellation, so I'm trying to fill that spot this week. Check our Instagram to keep posted on that. Other things. I got nothing else. What about you guys? You guys got anything going on this week?
Just this.
Just
Yeah.
this.
We've got Guardians tomorrow.
We've got Guardians tomorrow. Which episode is that? Is it the last one?
Epilogue?
It's the epilogue? Yeah. Okay. So you can check us out on Somebody's Heroes tomorrow, me and the amazing Gem, for the epilogue episode of Somebody's Heroes. Somebody's Heroes is every show on Somebody's Heroes is connected to an overarching storyline, and me and Jem were taking part in the beginning of the whole story, I guess is the best way to put it. Pretty much the prologue of the current timeline. So yeah, check that out. Let's see. Tonight, Taz, do you want to tell everyone what tonight is, or do you want to hold off?
I think I've told everyone what
I
tonight
think
is.
so
If
too,
you're
but I
watching this, you probably know.
just
It's
want
my
to double
last
check.
session. I said that very excitedly, but I am a little sad about
I
it.
was gonna say.
I'm a
Sorry,
lot sad
I've
about
had a
it.
very like silly evening, so I'm gonna get into a bad mood, but I'm in a good mood right now.
Before we get started, it is tonight's Taz's last episode with us on New Age Geeks and Forging Fate specifically. I'm gonna keep all the emotional stuff for the end because I don't want to do that now and really bring down my mood. That being said, if you guys got nothing else, let's dive into tonight's episode of A Forging Fates.
Whoa.
And we're back. Okay, who would like to do the recap? For the last time, Taz, as Clover Hexcomb, give us that recap.
Once upon a time, not too long ago, during a beautiful cotton candy sunset in the Feywild, a Harengon couple gave birth to their second little bunny baby, a beautiful, healthy girl that they called Callista. For a year, the world was perfect. Their family was perfect, and life felt good. Unet and Arla had a quaint little warren behind a fluffy field of poppies, hidden beneath a large mulberry tree where they held their daughters Shastina and Callista close. But it's very rare that such a dream of a life lasts forever. And this wasn't that kind of story. Unfortunately, beyond the poppies and the mulberry cave they carved, their community was being attacked. 3 evil, powerful hags recently discovered that Harengon feet held a special kind of magic that instilled luck in its bearer. And so they did the unthinkable. They ravaged the Harengon community, kidnapping innocent civilians and draining their luck from them, leaving many of them to die. While a few other creatures of the Feywild made it their mission to help and defend the Harengon, they alone were no match for the menacing hags, and it quickly felt like the Harengon had no one coming to save them. With the chaos and running and hiding making life complicated, Unet and Arla made the hardest, bravest decision in the world to give up their rambunctious toddler to Linnariel, a fairy who promised to give her a chance in a world that wasn't riddled with fear. What no one could have guessed was that Linnariel didn't just take Callista to a safe place. She took her to a safe time. 17 years earlier on the material plane in a lively city square in Stilben, it was the most picturesque day anyone could imagine, with the bluest sky and the most perfect puffs of clouds. Everyone was out enjoying the brilliant day, including a little halfling boy named Felix. Felix was infatuated with the idea of magic, so when he saw a magician performing in the center of the square, he had to go watch. He saw the magician guess people's cards, make flower bouquets out of thin air, and for his greatest trick of all, he pulled a rabbit from a hat. Everyone was in awe, not just because this was a spectacular trick, but because this wasn't just your regular run-of-the-mill rabbit you'd see hopping along the hillside. This was a humanesque toddler who just happened to have long ears and a fluffy tail. The crowd was in disbelief, but before anyone could get too concerned, there was a crack of thunder and rain began to pour. The magician, a careless man, discarded the rabbit girl in a nearby alley before running off. In a stroke of luck, Felix witnessed the whole thing and grabbed the strange nameless bunny, keeping her dry in his coat as he rushed to take her to his best friend Lyndon's farm in the nearby cute small town of Hobolt Quarry. When Lyndon's mom saw the abandoned toddler, not even a split second passed before she announced that of course she would take her in, adding her to the big halfling family that lived on the Hexcomb family farm. And she called her Clover, because what a lucky little wildflower she was to have found them and raised her as her own. The next 17 years, Clover lived a pretty wonderful, cozy life. The kind of life parents always hope for their children. The kind that would make sending them somewhere safe worth it. She had 2 adoptive parents who loved her, 6 brothers and sisters who defended her, a best friend, Felix, who stood by her side through all of it. She went to school, she learned how to forage and cook and sew and home ec. She took a fencing class where she faced off in regional competitions, and she was top of the ranks in crossbow, her favorite sport. Things weren't always perfect. She was an outcast a lot, because of the fur on her skin and her ears that the other kids called weird and ugly. She had a bully or two who made the school days long and tough sometimes. And she knew she was different. I mean, it was obvious. Never in her entire life did she see someone like her, and neither did anyone else, evident in the way they gawked and stared when passing by. But she made do and was happy. But deep down inside, she wanted more. She wanted to know who she was, what she was, where she came from, and why she ended up there, seemingly the only of her kind. So after many talks with her siblings and with her mom and dad, she decided that after her 19th birthday celebration, she was going to figure it out. Her birthday came, and with it she went. Her and her blooming wizard of a friend Felix left Hobart Quarry in search of answers and adventure. And their journey got off to a fiery start at Marie Lynn's, a restaurant and inn in Westron, where her father was fervently looking for his missing daughter. Clover couldn't bear to just stand by while a girl was missing, so she grabbed Felix's hand, volunteering them to help. 4 other restaurant patrons and workers immediately jumped up to help too. A messy druidic elf called Whisper, a tall, stunning Asmar Finnick, the cook, a half-orc monk who called himself Gormrog, it's the same forwards and backwards, and a tall, dark, handsome, and an elven barbarian named Tristan, who becomes an integral part of Clover's story. And that's how Clover Hexcomb, who doesn't yet know anything about who she really is, became a member of the famous adventuring party, the Fists of Fate. Who have, as many of you have seen, spent the last 3 months traveling across Exandria to keep it safe, fight off dangerous enemies, collect powerful swords, unite kingdoms, and banish evil. If you missed it, about a week into adventuring, Clover's best friend Felix left her a note in the middle of the night telling her that he had to follow the numbers. She hasn't seen or heard from him since. About 2.5 weeks ago, Tristan, who Clover had gotten quite close with, left her a note that he had to go chase a lead that could cure him of a curse, and she hasn't seen or heard from him since. But along the way, they found Zeril, a charismatic magic wielder who has joined the Fists of Fate in their fight. Since then, they found the Feywild, where they defeated 2 of the 3 monstrous hags who were wreaking havoc over the Harengon people. Clover found her biological family, who are still alive and have spent her whole life missing her. She's reconnected with herself and her home, and for the first time in what to her was over 17 years, she learned her real name, Callista, in a naming ceremony where the entire community surrounded her to celebrate her and welcome her back home. But celebrations don't last forever, and it was soon time for Clover to get back out on the road with her party, this time to find the Time Ember, a piece of magic that can take the Fists of Fate any time they want, possibly giving them a chance to save not only Tristan, but all of Exandria. These past couple of days have been pretty grueling. On this path, they've found themselves experiencing gaps in time, travel, and memory, while having to face trials and answer riddles. And during this time, Clover has realized that if time is fleeting, she doesn't want to waste it. She left Hobolt on a mission, one that she actually completed, so why would she leave what she's been looking for forever?
Okay. Sorry, I'm a little lost as to where to start here tonight. The Whisper having not been there, let's go to you for a minute here. As the last several days have been plagued by a vision of your darkest moments, of you reliving a memory of your biggest failure. A day where you saw a future that may come to pass. A possibility that you're not quite sure if you're able to attain. You saw life slip away from your friends as years were taken from them, the hands of time not affecting someone of your elongated life in the way it affected them. And finally, the return of a friend. Tristan, a much older, weathered Tristan, appeared before you all to try and convince you off this path, attempting to sway you that there was a better way that he lived through, would you, if you were all to turn away in this moment. But through the collective of the fists, a consensus was made to continue on, and now you stand before Lorelith, the Archfey, the Time Worn, a creature who seemingly has traversed multiple timelines before you all find yourself to stand in front of them here. You see the gnarled twisting of trees in this small clearing, the hanging of clocks that tick forward, backwards, randomly, and not at all. You see a long, ethereal cloak that sprawls out from their back, blending into the horizon that seems to be inches in front of you and also miles away. So, fists. 1,000 years or the flame. I think maybe one game, though. 3 is just too much. What do you say? Shall we call it 1 and be done?
Sure. I'm getting old. Who knows how many games I have left in me?
Tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
So here's the game, fists. There is a clock. On the clock are 12 hours. I will pick the hour, and you will have 3 chances to guess the time. I will give you 1 hint, and then, with each guess, I will either say lower or higher. With each wrong guess, there will be consequences. Shall we begin?
Just to clarify, you're gonna say a number.
No, I will say a clue, and you will guess the number.
Ah. So you could say any clue, and it could be anywhere from 6:03 to 12:45, etc.
We'll just stick to the hour.
Okay. Then sure.
All right. We'll roll a d12. The stars are watchful but weary. Darkness wraps the world in velvet, and even the owls grow silent. Only the restless stir and the sleepless wander. The lovesick poet, the lingering ghost. Time itself dares not disturb the stillness, for this hour belongs to the forgotten.
Can we discuss amongst ourselves?
By all means.
Okay. I'm thinking two things. Either one, this is a numbers game, or two, we go off the hint. If we go off the hint, it's like 2 a.m. I think we all like kind of feel the same way. If it's a numbers game, we have 3 guesses. We start at 6, he tells us up or down, then we go to the middle of that, he tells us up or down, then we got it. On the third guess, we'll just have to face 2 consequences.
Well, it's given really witching hour to me. I mean, the only people who are up during the witching hour, are witches.
Are the sleepless, are the poets, are the witches?
Me, Mama say Mama Saba Makusa.
I love you, Zeril.
Z, I don't think now is the time to be casting spells.
I don't understand why it's 2. Why you want to say 2?
Like necessarily 2, but like in that like midnight to 4 a.m. range.
Well, which hour? I think it's the witching hour, and I think the witching hour is 3 o'clock. Or 3:45.
Can we hear
It's
the clue again?
it's a witching hour.
I'll say it
With
one more time. The stars are watchful but weary. Darkness wraps the world in velvet, and even the owls grow silent. Only the restless stir, the sleepless wanderer, the lovesick poet, the lingering ghost. Time itself dares not disturb the stillness, for this hour belongs to the forgotten.
Well, it definitely seems like it's been nighttime for a while because the stars are growing weary.
and no one's awake yet except the sleepless.
Yeah.
I'm not good at these.
I think, Clover, to your point, it's both a numbers game and going off the riddle. I think we should say 3
I agree.
as the middle of the, as Zerl said, witching hour. But higher, we can go 2 up to 5, or 2 lower to midnight, or 1
So
o'clock. Yeah.
6 in the morning? 3 in the morning or 3 in the afternoon?
3 in the morning.
3 a.m. Well, I don't got a lot left to lose, so
Start at 3.
Is it the same time for all 3 clues? Or do we have to guess 3 different times?
I think that it's 1 time and 1 clue. I think we all can agree that it's nighttime, and I think starting at 3 is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
agreed.
Do you have an answer, Fists?
It'll have to be probably either Gormrog or Finnick to say it out loud, because last time I said an answer out loud, I got it wrong, and I'm not going to do that again.
I'm going to look at the white-haired, wrinkly-faced, muscle-bound old lady that is Finnick. I'm going to get stuck for a minute just staring at her, and then... Sorry, you want to answer or should I?
I mean, I can do it.
After you.
The answer we're gonna go with is 3.
3 a.m. or p.m.?
a.m.
Roll me d20.
Oh no.
Oh God.
14.
14.
Wait, what did you say?
I said roll me d20.
And I rolled a 14.
Finnick.
Oh no.
On your skin, at approximately your
goodness.
forearm, just above where the chains end, you see a golden hourglass etch against your skin. You see the sand move from one half of it to the other. The answer is lower.
Okay.
Hmm.
So
Do we go down 1 or 2?
2, my lord.
Oh, Lord. I'm old, not noble.
Well, is there anything else hidden in the word?
Owls, ghosts.
I was just
Gotten.
thinking about the owls. I mean, we know it has to be 12, 1, or 2.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's nothing lower than 3 a.m. other than those.
so
I say 1. I say 1
1.
because if it's lower than 1, it has to be 12, and if it's higher than 1, it has to be 2.
All right, Laurelith. 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Very well. Rug, roll me a d20.
Oof. Do I get to add anything to this?
Nope.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Flat 10.
You all see Gormrog freeze for a second. His body frozen in time. And then resumes. But Gormrog, you watch as everyone moves in this almost jerky fashion, as if a second of time is working to catch up to where they are. And there is this strange lag to everyone. Like you're watching a TV that has the slightest bit of lag to it. So there's a still and then a jump. There's a still and then a jump. You feel your mind trying to understand this. Do we have Another guess?
Do we have another hint?
No.
Higher or lower?
You didn't say higher or lower.
Oh, I apologize. Higher.
Intuition. I should have went with my gut. Sorry.
Someone else want to take this answer?
What's the answer?
It's got to be 2 a.m.
It's a whole hour lower than 3 and higher than 1.
Okay.
Does
Yeah.
everyone
Well,
agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
you want me to say it?
Yeah.
All right. 2 a.m.
Yeah, you did so good. I'm so proud of you. Are you ready for the next round?
You
Oh.
said
You
one.
said that there was one round.
I said there
She
was
said
one
there was
game.
one game.
Ugh.
I
I'm
just
doing your
caught
Oh.
that.
freaking Feywild word trickeries.
My mind and my bones are weary.
And they're real
Is
jerky.
the hourglass still there?
Yep, still there, still ticking.
How quickly is it ticking?
Roll me an investigation check.
Ha! That's the name of one of our
Uh,
shows. Check us out on Thursdays.
Don't forget you have one level of exhaustion because of
Oh.
drinking the water.
So that's a 6.
Oof.
You're watching it and you swear like 1 second it seems to be going by second, then like 3 will drop, and then 6 will go up, and then a dozen will drop, and it's just this weird, it goes back and forth, but it's definitely getting lower. It's just you can't seem to figure out any sort of rhythm to it.
Okay.
Shall I give the
So-
next clue?
Don't like
Wait,
it.
What are the consequences so far, you guys? What's happening? Are you
Either
getting
we
attacked?
are bound, our souls are bound for 1,000 years.
No, I mean from getting it wrong twice, so we know how to be ready for getting it wrong again.
Oh. Yeah. Time's a little laggy.
Okay.
I think so.
Or it
But,
could just be that you're old.
Zeryl, you're cute. You're not that cute.
I mean, hey. What were we talking about again?
Uh-huh. Consequences. There are some. Just don't know what they are. Time shenanigans.
Finnick, do I see the hourglass? You got a tattoo? Is that a consequence?
Yeah, it just appeared.
It looks kind of cool.
Looks cool, but I don't know what happens when the time runs out.
Okay.
So
Are we ready?
it's the same game, and we're starting a new round, which means we get 3 guesses.
Correct.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. The day has settled into its rhythm, steady and sure. The sun gleams with warmth, but without a malice. Yet, in the soft breeze and rustling leaves, there is an echo of the morning's promise, as though time itself pauses to wonder what could still be.
It's like 10 a.m. I'm not saying that. We're discussing.
I missed the clue. Sounded all funny.
I'll say it one more time.
Uh,
The day has settled into its rhythm, steady and sure. The sun gleams with warmth, but without malice. Yet, in the soft breeze and rustling leaves, there is an echo of the morning's promise, as though time itself pauses to wonder what could still be.
me, it sounds like 9 or 10 a.m.
Yeah, it sounds like it's before noon. Because that's when sun's really hot, right?
Yeah, it's not hot yet. And there's a breeze. And morning has already started because we're steady into it. We're steady into the day already.
I like that answer.
Mm-hmm.
So which one do you want to say?
Go with your gut.
My gut feels nervous.
Yeah, well,
think
my
we
gut
all
feels
feel that way.
irritable.
Zero, what do you think? You didn't say anything. Does 9
Wait,
sound good to you or does 10 sound good to you?
not.
Huh?
And we're for sure. We're talking about the morning, right?
Yeah, for
During the
sure.
day.
I mean, I think so. I'm pretty sure.
No, they mentioned this. They mentioned morning, so yeah, I would think it's not quite hot, but not super cold. I think like 9 or 10. I think that's fine. 9 or 10. We
Which
can
one do
go
we
there.
guess with?
You know what? 10. Go with your gut.
Okay, who's giving the answer?
Zero just did.
Okay.
Damn it.
But that's disappointing. Shall we
I'm
move
gonna
on
say
to the third clue?
no.
Yeah. I'm good at this game. So are you, Zero. Good job.
Oh.
Girl, my blood pressure just went up.
Okay, I'll say the next one. I'm the only one who hasn't said one next, so I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Very well. A golden spear pierces the mist. The sky surrenders the day. Shadows flee, though some linger just a moment longer. The sun rises like a monarch to take their throne, and the world obeys. It is in the hour of uncertainty when the night whispers lose their hold.
6.
It's
Discussing.
Or
it's
disgusting.
disgusting.
It's
It
between
depends.
5 and 7. I think it's 6.
It depends on what what time of the year it is, but in my many overnight benders with lots of halflings, um, sunrise happens at about like 5 or 6. So I think if we're talking about spring, then 6 or 7 actually, and then if we're talking like fall, then I think we're gonna go like 5.
Can you say the clue one more time because someone in the chat has me all confuzzled.
A golden spear pierces the mist. The sky surrenders the day. The sky surrenders to the day. Shadows flee, though some linger just a moment longer. The sun rises like a monarch to take their throne, and the world obeys. It is the hour of certainty when the night's whispers lose their hold.
Joe, I don't know where you're getting these riddles, but I actually genuinely love these. Like, this is fantastic. Top tier DMing for you. Like,
Okay, so I still
good
think
stuff.
it sounds like 6 a.m., but Destica has like a very good point about it sounding like noon. But I'll stop looking at that. That's cheating.
Hey, by all means.
It
think
sounds
it
like
sounds like
sunrise.
It
Yeah.
sounds like
It does
sunrise.
sound like sunrise. The spear of light when it comes right over
And the
the
mist, I'm
horizon.
thinking of like morning dew, like the mist that
Mhm.
comes up from the flowers in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, I think your gut saying 6 a.m. was a good one.
Okay, I'm gonna say 6 a.m.
Ugh. It's no fun when you get them right. Very well. Last one.
4 rounds. Come on.
Oh, shush.
We
I get as
aced
many
2
as I
of them.
want.
Oh, jeez.
The hum of the waking world grows louder. Doors creak open, carts rumble along dirt roads, and the scent of bread warms the air. The sun, still low, casts long shadows that stretch like lazy memories. Time gathers its pace, and the day's demands cannot be ignored.
This sounds like 8 a.m.
I was.
There goes the baker with his tray
Hey,
like always.
We're not going to sing a Disney song.
Because we do not have the rights. And we do not want to fight. We don't want to go. Sorry, my bad.
No,
you
There's
got
a
it.
reason you're a bard.
I think that sounds like 8 a.m. If it's not 8 a.m., it's either 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. So I think 8 is at least a good starting point.
I was going to say 9 or 10.
I was going to say 9
Well, we
or
already
10
said
too.
10. 10 was already an answer.
Uh-huh, he's pulled that trick before. He's Fey.
Okay, well, I'll leave it up to you then.
I think starting with 8 a.m. would be a good idea.
What time do bakers make their bread?
Early.
Bakers, actually, in most bakeries, a lot of the bakers go in really early, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to baking for the day.
Yeah.
But stuff doesn't like start to be done, and like because the process takes so long. So by the time people are up and ready, because you want them fresh, so you don't want them to sit too long. So people usually are getting to work at 9 and 10, or they should be there. So you want to say like a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah, like tires rumbling on a dirt road sounds like
Right.
rush hour, which sounds like 8 a.m.
A little bit, yeah. It's giving.
I'm worried about the
No?
line about long shadows.
I am too. That's
I
the
don't
only
hear it
thing.
again.
That's true.
Because the smell of bread is. At least the smell of bread is in the air.
Scent, yeah.
And the
The
smell
scent
of
of
bread
bread.
is in the air in the morning,
Okay.
right?
Especially if you're baking fresh bread.
Last time I'll read it.
Thank you.
Well, Gem X. The hum of the waking world grows louder. Doors creak open, carts rumble along dirt roads, and the scent of bread warms the air. The sun, still low, casts long shadows that stretch like lazy memories. Time gathers its pace, and the day's demands cannot be ignored.
Mm.
8 or 9. That's
Yeah, I feel so
It's got to
8.
be like. It feels like 8.
8 o'clock, Laurelith. AM.
I love it when you answer that one, my little Gormrog. You're so sweet. I need you to roll me a d20.
No.
15.
Mm. All of you watch as the sun in the sky, which hasn't moved the entire time you've been in the Feywild, except as you have moved, you see it move across the sky, jump back into, disappear once more, and begin to spin around you as if time is leaving you behind, and starts flying as the sky flashes light and dark and light and dark.
We have 2 more tries.
This is the final round, though, so no more clues.
Okay, but higher or lower?
Higher or lower?
That would be a clue.
No, you didn't say that. You can't change the rules in the middle of the game.
I think I can.
No, you can't.
Why not?
Because we already started the round.
Yeah, I don't care. Do you have another guess?
Or
Roll a persuasion check, but it's at disadvantage because you have suffered 2 levels of exhaustion.
Suffered.
Suffered.
You
Subway.
suffered.
Thank
I'll
you.
take it.
Are you suffering?
Hold on, I need to pull up D&D Beyond.
You have
Sorry.
suffered the toils of exhaustion.
Suffering.
Fuck you, CC, for
Wait.
calling me.
Susan, plus 2. I rolled
You're
a
welcome.
17. I rolled a 17.
Okay. I'll give you one more clue, but you have to
Thank you.
decide whether you use it now or after this guess.
We're gonna use it now.
Are we gonna? You wait. Hold on.
Wait,
Hold on.
no,
Hold on.
Whisper
Hold
seemed to have an
on.
opinion on that. Hold on, Whisper, what do you think?
Well, we have one more guess, right? So
Yeah.
We have
wouldn't
2
the last one be
guesses.
the most dangerous one?
Well, we have 2 guesses, and we all thought it was between 7 and 9, right? Or did someone think it
Yeah.
was completely different? So
It's coming again.
if we choose higher or lower now,
What do we
Huh.
guess already? 8?
we already guessed 8, which I think was a really good guess, by the way.
Fabulous guess. I think you all did really good. Love that guess, personally.
Goodness.
So either we guess now and then get a higher or lower, or we get a higher or lower now and get 2
guess.
guesses.
I think it's beneficial to have 2 guesses knowing if it's higher or lower than 8.
I agree.
I agree.
Very well. And your guess was what before?
8 a.m.
8. Okay. The answer is lower.
So 6.
So you guys think it'll be 7 a.m.? Yeah. Okay, I'll say it so that no one else gets a scar, but 7 a.m. Wait, hold on. Gormrog, you look concerned. Do you think it's
I'm
early? Do you
getting
think it's 5
dizzy
a.m.?
with the sun spinning like this. I'm trusting you to get it.
Okay, well, we have 2 guesses.
Well, what's
Yeah.
your gut
Oh.
say?
That if it's not 7 a.m., then it has to be 5 a.m.
Is
And
it 6
you or Whisper
a.m.?
can use that. Already
It w-
did 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
No, we've only done 8 a.m.
No, I mean, but like in a different round.
That's
A different round.
Irrelevant. You think that's
Yeah.
irrelevant?
Yeah. Whole new time.
So then what do you think I should say?
Well, if we pick 6 and it's lower, it's
We don't
obviously
get
7.
another clue, right? Or
We don't
We
get
don't
another.
get another clue, but we get another guess.
We get another guess. So they said it was lower, right? And
I say go 7.
if we go 6, then it's the one up or one down. No,
But he won't tell us which way to go.
But he won't tell us which way to go.
he won't.
Yeah, because we already just used our guess. So, or
If
our
you go
hint. So
7, you're
I'm
down, and then you know that the last one's down more.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
7.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say 7. Oh no.
Clover,
Stop! Are you for real, dude?
roll me a d20.
Stop!
Damn.
Why? Why do you want me to roll? What's a good roll for this?
There's no good rolls. These are punishments.
9.
As you say the word 7,
This is so stupid.
you see a light begin to appear before you. And then you see Lorelith appear in front of you, and like, you really did ruin all the fun there, Clover. I don't like that your gut was so on brand for that. Ugh. I guess a
That's
deal's a
crazy.
deal.
You know,
That's
you could really
crazy.
like make someone sick by doing that.
That's crazy. That scared me.
Was it at least the game fun? Was this a good tension? Did you feel like it was really like, ooh, life is on the line here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
know what
enough
that
tension
is.
to last me for a lifetime. Also, I don't need any more tensions because I'm dealing with the hypertensions. Can we get this moving? My feet are hurting.
Zarel, one day they'll come out with medicine. It's called this thing called medicine. They'll have medicine for that hypertension. I promise it'll get cured one day. You won't be around for it, but don't worry. Generations
Or-
from now, they'll have a medicine for it.
Well, what am I supposed to do now?
Just
What about all
suck it
these
up.
people who? You know
Now
what?
we
You can
get
go.
the time member.
Oh, I have it right here. It's sitting on
Okay.
it's sitting on the altar right there.
Okay.
Hold
Um,
on. What are you not telling us?
We had a deal, did we not?
Yeah,
You win the game, I'll give you the ember.
yeah, but something's not smelling right here, and it's not my bunions.
That's disgusting. Please never use that
Yeah.
reference again, Zara.
Well, old age is not freaking pretty all the time.
Oh, right. I should probably fix that.
Please.
You all instantly begin to revert down, and you feel the years drain from your body as you are slowly reverted back to your proper age.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
I
my
never
back.
want to get old. I never want to do that ever again.
Hey, Lorelith, you left a few months on here, and I'm gonna point to my smile lines.
Oh, sorry. You've had those already, my friend.
You know what?
Time's a bitch,
No.
right?
Oh, yeah, you should know.
Ah, that's very rude. I've been nothing
Whoa.
but a
Okay, can
delight.
we...
Let's get this time flame thing so we can go. I'm over it. I'm done. I can't. I've had enough stress for a lifetime. Flips hair, toss.
Very well. I mean, go ahead and grab it. It's right there. It's for you to
Okay,
take.
and
No,
that
no,
sounds
no.
super sus.
Pick it up and give it to us like you said you were gonna do.
Just take
Yeah.
all the fun out of this. And you see them just kind of like hop against the air before they tuck their legs up beneath them into like a cross-legged style and begin to float strangely towards the altar and just kind of like
Oh.
hold a hand and scoop the flame up off of it before they just turn their head and go and blow themselves back over towards all of you. Who wants it?
I'm taking it before he can change his mind.
Are you gonna burn? Does he burn up?
I don't know. Do I burn?
No, but you do, for all intents and purposes, while holding the flame, have the foresight spell activated on you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Well,
Cormorag's eyes just go wide for a second. Just pupils dilate.
Oh, and also
Okay,
haste. I apologize.
And haste.
Yeah.
So he's buzzing,
Yeah.
vibrating, just...
Okay, so we got it. We did it.
Clearly, hence the whole bet thing.
Oh, sorry, whatever your name was. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to my friends.
You're still in my realm here, as they kind of just like
Okay.
float above you. Still cross-legged.
I do have a question, Lorelith.
I have an answer, Zarel.
And you might like this one. So what's the deal with your ex? What happened between that? Because she seems pretty tight-lipped about it, but you know, I figured there was something she just wasn't telling us. You know.
What's the deal with you and Varshar?
I mean, we dated for a while, and they were not willing to experiment in the way that I would have liked, so we moved on. Simple as
Huh.
that.
Is she a dragon?
Yes.
So what's our next step? So do we just get this time member now, or do we take this back to Avarashar?
Ooh, that's another
not
decision.
talking to
I know,
you.
but I want to. I'm here for the tea. Come on, that's a phrase they'll use in several thousand years.
I'm gonna turn over there and I'm gonna like use my finger to poke him till he'll float like a balloon in the other direction.
They just slowly start rotating off in the other
Yes.
direction.
Yes.
They don't even
What
they don't
is
even
this
shift at all.
creature?
They just smile
They
as
just-
they're flying.
Okay, we've got the flame.
Uh-huh.
We've got the timey-wimey thing.
That's
So,
the same thing, Zaro.
It's the
what is
timey-wimey
talking to
flamey.
you? You floating dunce?
I am not a dunce.
Okay,
Oh my god.
and just a reminder to everyone, I have 2 levels of exhaustion, and I think I need a short rest before we do anything else. So
Wait, can we do this with the? Can we do it time flame style?
no.
I don't
Time
think that'll
flame.
work like.
You
we
see
can only use
suddenly,
time
Laura,
flame one time.
you see Lorla
can
suddenly
only-
appear next to you, Zaro, wearing like these very large, multicolored sunglasses and this muscle shirt. Time flame, time travelers 2,
Okay,
time from the
Clover is
past.
walking away from this situation.
I'm just gonna be
Oh.
like, you know, you wonder why you're single.
I know why I'm single because no one can handle this much. You see him look to
Yeah.
a
Alright.
camera that's not there.
Okay, but we promised that we'd bring it back to Avarashar, and they would be the ones to send us back.
I mean, do we have to though?
We made a
Ooh,
deal.
Mystery.
We made a deal, and this is.
Intrigue. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna punch you if you don't go away
Good luck.
faster than you.
Nick, is your tattoo gone?
Oh yeah, it's the
Oh my gosh, it's not. What does it mean?
Yo, I am so done with Lorelith.
I hate it.
I would
I
have broken
can-
up with you too. Like after seeing the real you, this is like the 6th month mark where you like let your guard down and show the real you, and I'm out.
Yeah, I can move 100 feet in a round, so I'm just gonna like run up to him, catch him, fix it.
I mean,
Oh my god.
what does it do? Because it's a cool looking tattoo.
Consequences. Mystery.
Punch.
Intrigue. He punches him and
I
like
think
a,
you
like
just got a
there's
free tattoo, Nick, and I think that's pretty sick.
as if there's an invisible string, like he's a balloon. Like I'm sorry, like they're a balloon. As you punch them, it goes far enough away where it looks like a string gets taut, and they kind of bounce like a balloon, and they just giggle up there.
The fact that I have such a clear visualization of what is going on means I've watched way too many animated cartoons.
Did you want me to look like I was hurt?
No, I want you to fix it.
He's so strong. One punch knockout.
There's
Finish
no
him.
way Clover hasn't already gotten like half a mile away by now.
Okay, how about this?
I-
How about I'll give your ex a message and we'll talk you up real big so she like kind of misses you.
And
There's no way.
No, what was the point? What do you guys want even?
I just want to go home.
Then leave.
And I also want to know
I'm
what
just
this
here hanging out.
Oh, I want
Literally,
to know what the
get it?
tattoo
They kind of
is.
tug the invisible string in front of them, hanging out. Get it?
I let go.
Oh my lord.
They slowly
Oh,
lower
we
their
can have-
voice as they float in the same space as if they're flying away.
We can have someone identify it when we get back. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Good luck, it's just from me. It's a secret.
You know, you guys, don't tell him this, but I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of funny. The guy knows how to work a crowd.
I've heard that.
Yeah, All right, let's go.
Zeron
Really?
All right,
really questioning your taste right now.
I'm not getting any younger out here.
Yeah.
I
Not
see what you did
anymore,
there.
at least. Boom-tsh.
You heard what the rabbit said. Hop to it.
Boom-tsh.
We're leaving. We'll agree to walk out of the building together, please.
And I'm gone. I
Yeah,
left
we're
like
leaving.
literally 15 minutes ago.
Oh, this is fun. See you guys later. I'm sure we'll see each other sometime.
I really hope we don't.
Get it sometime? Because you have the time.
Good
Goodbye.
luck with your science.
Okay, so
So,
Okay.
So you all leave the grove and begin the trek back to Rin.
Is there a way to get there faster?
Did we long rest?
we have
Yeah.
not
in
rested.
between,
mm-mm.
in between the last game
Yes,
that I was at.
you have rested since then.
Okay.
Oh, so I
Um,
only have one level of exhaustion, I guess.
No.
Mm.
Whisper, having not been here the last episode, didn't miss that we rested, so you can choose new spells.
Oh, well, I mean, I just have the ability to get us through the tree again. It worked last time.
Oh, we do.
You want to go straight to Rin?
And then we can get back in that spot.
The spa where Avarashar is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the grinning cat in the city of Rin.
Yes. That is what I meant.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, that's what we just said.
Yeah.
Hey, my young brain hasn't quite popped in yet. So let's give it a little bit of
so onward to Rin. Let's go.
Okay, you want me to go through a tree?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Go for
that
it.
means we have to rest when we get
that's
there.
fine. I want to rest anyway.
Okay. Are there trees around?
Yeah,
It's-
there's trees everywhere.
Yeah, it's the Gleaming Grove. I
Yeah.
hope there's trees.
Yeah, you are
I
surrounded
know,
by
right?
trees.
And there was a
Yep.
tree near the hot tub spa.
Yeah, easy
Cool.
enough for you to remember a tree that was in Rin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys just remember you only got 6 seconds, so don't think about it. That fact that you're walking through a tree.
Running.
Okay.
Okay.
Going.
Whisper, as you rip open a tree and are able to transport the Fists of Fate back to the city of Rin. In short order, you find yourselves all back to the Grinning Cat. You are quickly led inside with Gormrog holding the flame still to the den of Avarashar. You see her inside once more, dressed in the similar white, semi-translucent robes that she has been in every time you've seen her.
Oh, right. They're all practically naked.
Well, I
not
take
a
it.
hello, not a hi.
I take it you all were successful in dealing with Avarshar.
You know, I will say this. You made a great
Or
choice.
Laurelith, rather. I'm Avarshar.
Mm-hmm.
Avarshar, I have
know what
to
you mean.
say, you lasted way longer than I could have. So good on you.
Their sense of humor is very acquired.
Grading.
Childish.
Grading, yeah. It's a little endearing, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It takes a moment. I get that.
Yeah. You got to settle into it.
Very well. May I, please? And kind of reach out to take the shard of ember from you.
Hold on. Oh my God! Thank you guys for dealing with my wacky kooky ex-boyfriend, our partner.
It's fine.
Thank you so much.
It's fine. Just give me the shard.
And yes, we pass along the ember of time.
Very well. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're delightful people. Obviously feel free to stay here. When you're ready, let me know. I will transport you to whatever time you all decide. Also, who would like me to give them a little bit of an extra blessing? I feel like you've earned it.
Ooh,
Me, please.
I think we'd all like a little extra blessing.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I can only do it to one.
Oh.
Oh, not me.
Well, I'm
just
gonna
gonna
slip in here and
I
take
got
this.
the last thing from Cord. So why don't somebody else take this?
Cece, you weren't there. Who Avarashar is offering a blessing to one of you.
I mean, what kind of blessing are you talking about?
A little bit of a boost once per day. You'll be able to get a little bit of an extra action. Like you'll be able to take one extra step.
Ooh.
Like a surge
sure.
of action, perhaps?
Yeah, that would be a fair way to word it.
Yeah. I think
That would be
either are.
beneficial to any of us.
Yeah, that's extremely useful.
I think our spellcasters probably would love that.
For sure.
Because I know I could do that already.
I can already do that too.
Yeah. Hit me with it.
Reaches a hand out to Zaro. Is this consensus?
I don't
Now,
know.
Can I make a
Well,
case? Can I make a case for someone? Sorry, Zero. Can I make a quick case for someone?
yeah,
Finnick
sure.
just
Go
got
ahead.
cursed with a tattoo, and you didn't get cursed. And I feel like if anything should get a blessing, it's something that got cursed. But anyway, that's just my opinion. But you guys do what you want.
Phoenix got a lot of curses, actually. But
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep them coming, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
don't suppose you could identify any of those.
Yeah, do you happen to know what this tattoo is?
Oh, that's just one of Laurelith's marks. They may fuck with you when the time runs out. They may not. It depends on how they kind of feel in the moment.
Huh.
I think she liked us. They liked us. So probably they'll just tell a dumb joke.
That's very possible. Or they may rewind you a day. Or they may fast forward you a day. Or they may pause you for a minute and stick something in your nose. It's a lot of options. They're a weird person. Surprisingly great in certain ways, but that's not really important.
Huh.
Funny ones usually are.
Yeah. Sounds like you missed that person.
Anyways, who would like the blessing?
All right, Chris McGee. Come on.
I mean, if you're okay with it, I'd be willing to take it.
You need all the help you can get, my dear.
Touches
Okay.
you, Finnick. you now are able to use the action surge once per day.
Oh, hell yeah.
I
Thanks,
also
Silver.
I also have a little bit something extra, I think, but why don't you all get a little bit relaxed, go take some time in the hot tub, and I'll get the other thing brought up from the armory, or the vault, rather, and get that set up for all of you. I do appreciate this, so take some time, figure out when you want to go back, and I'll have that brought up, and we'll move on from there. Right? Sound good to everyone?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
So, with that, you all make your way back towards the hot springs to enjoy some time to yourselves. And we're going to jump to our break.
Break, everybody.
We'll be back in a
My
couple
last hour
minutes.
and a half.
Stick around as we get ready to wish our amazing Clover goodbye.
I don't want.
We're back, everyone, as the fists find themselves transferred. Transferred? They find themselves
Transported?
back. Not transport. That sounds weird. As the fists find themselves back in the hot springs of the Grinning Cat once more, they, after a very long week or two at this point, who honestly knows how long it's been, considering the way time has worked for them over the last several days, they find themselves relaxing once more in a bath. The waterfall cascading down across the room of a space that seems much larger than it should, considering. But that's where we find ourselves.
I know there's a pool at the top of the waterfall and a pool at the bottom, but I'd like Gormrog to be sitting cross-legged directly in the waterfall, just at the bottom. Because it's been a long time since he's been able to just meditate.
Okay. You feel the water just cascading down on your shoulders here. And as the water, the sound of rushing water fills your ears, you're able to kind of almost drift off into this very zen moment. And for a bit, your mind is brought back to the library as you contemplate all the things you've done since before your graduation, the adventures you've gone on with the fists, the meeting and Marie Lynn's, with all of the people around you. And all of the decisions you've made from that point kind of flash through your mind as you do your best to decide in which moment you are going to push for the ember to take you back to, whether it be a moment in the past, present, or future. Whisper, you've been separated from us for a long time now. What is Whisper thinking about in this moment as you find yourself relaxing once more?
She's thinking that she wants to get a tattoo. But she doesn't think she wants an hourglass, even though that looks pretty cool. She's kind of thinking like maybe a dragon up her arm.
Hard. Anything else passing through Whisper's mind? Nope, got it. No. I didn't think so, but I figured I'd ask. Zaryl, what are you thinking about in this moment?
I think Zaryl's thinking about, through all of this stuff, still pretty amazing. Yeah. He's really giving himself like a pep talk, like, you did a really good job. Like pat on the back, like it's not so much of a you're just the best of everybody, but it's like a, in his mind's eye, he's talking to himself and he's like, you did a great job. You were so brave and you were so strong and you looked flawless doing it. That's
Love
not
it.
really easy to do.
No.
Especially at that age, a lot of people fizzle out in their first, couple of years of their career, but you really have longevity, And I'm saying to myself, yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I really think that it's going to be a great time for us. I think we can really revolutionize what we're going to do at that point of our life. I'm going to say back to myself, yeah, I really am kind of spitballing some things here, but yeah, I like this. We'll put a pin in it and circle back.
Perfect. Finnick, where are you in relation to Zaryl?
I'm probably trying to find a quiet corner.
Okay.
going back to Angsty Finnick, in a corner of the pool, just sort of examining my arm and the chains that wrapped around it, trying to see if I can gauge how fast it's moving, maybe even trying to take it off again.
The
But
chains?
yeah,
Okay. What do you want to do to try and take the chains off?
I'm sort of muttering a small prayer to Bahamut to give me strength and to guide me through this.
Okay. You have 1 point of exhaustion because of the time traveling shenanigans.
Mhm.
So go ahead and roll me a religion check at disadvantage.
Oh, that's actually really good with disadvantage. 19.
19. Okay. As you kind of like are muttering prayers and reaching out to Bahamut, you begin to try and remove these chains. You feel your fingers kind of slide up underneath the very edge of it, and you begin to try and pull it away. Roll me a strength saving throw.
Oh no. That's only a 14.
Okay. You feel them begin to burn in your hand. You feel eventually you're just unable to continue to hold on. You pull your hand out before you take any damage. It's like a snake coiling around its prey. You feel it grind, dig deeper into your arm. You feel them grow warm. And from this point on, all melee attacks you deal an additional 1d6 fire damage.
Oh.
And you hear just the faintest whisper of a shadow of breath behind you as across the steam and the water you see a faint shadow of black, like black wisps in the white around you before they fade into the steam.
And then I'll just take a moment to look at each of the members of the Fists of Fate. Take a deep breath, then mutter to myself, "We got this."
Okay. Whisper. As you were like sitting there deciding where a tattoo would feel appropriate, you hear Zarel just kind of a little bit next to you, just muttering to himself, having a conversation back and forth as he's like, "Yeah, we did great. You did great. We're doing really good." Just, as you two kind of sit towards the entrance. Anything you want to do with that or no?
Hey, Cyril.
Yes.
Do you have any tattoos?
Who's asking?
Whisper?
Yeah. Yes, you are. Yes, I have one tattoo.
Do I look different?
What?
Do I look different?
Do you look different?
Oh, because you didn't know who I was?
No. Oh, Whisper, my dear. No. It's anyway, not important. Um, you don't look. It's me. It's the old thing. Don't worry about it. I'm still recuperating. Zarel's gonna roll his eyes and go, "Jeez." But yes, I have one tattoo.
What is it?
Can't tell you that.
Okay. Secrets.
It's
What
just
do you...
best if you.
I
What?
don't care anymore. What do you think about a dragon tattoo on my arm, like climbing up my arm.
I mean, I think you should get, if you're gonna get a dragon tattoos are really good on the back, you know?
I want it on my back. I want it on my arm.
I mean, it'll look cool, but I mean, but think about this. You're like, you know, fighting and all of a sudden your shirt gets ripped off and they see the back of you and there's this big giant, you know, dragon tattoo. How cool would that be? It'll scare the, you know, the bejeebies off your next, you know, enemy.
See, I think people see my arms more because I swing with my arms and like attack with my arms, so then they see the dragon coming at them from my arm. But people don't see it that way.
Oh, yeah, you know, actually, I guess it is what I guess I would. I mean, what part of your arm do they usually see coming before the end of their life?
I don't know. Have I hit you before?
No, and I think we should keep it that way. But, yeah, one on the arm where the face looks like an open mouth. That way, when they see it coming, that's the last thing they see. And the teeth should spell out your name. You know?
I don't know about that one, but thanks for the vote of confidence that it's a good idea.
You know? Wait, where are you gonna get it done?
On my arm.
No, Whisper. Where? Like, where are you gonna get it done? Who's gonna do it for you?
I don't know. Do you know anyone? Who did
I
yours?
mean, I could do it.
I have never once seen you draw.
Yeah, you've also never once seen me balance an orange on a part of my body, but we can't say that I've never done that before.
Whoa, I'm not there, but whoa.
Not what I meant. I used to be in a circus. It's because I liked this. You know, anyway, not important. And if you really must know, it was on my face. Not like that.
I'm so confused. But I'll think about it.
I tell you, I got you. It's gonna look so cool, and then we can do some colors, and then we can add flames to it.
Well, how about you draw it first so I can see if I like your style?
That's good. That's good. And if you like it, can I do two? One that's on one arm and one that's on the other arm. So when your
Well,
little creepy friends that live inside you come out of your hands, it'll look like cool
like the
stuff.
dragon's puking?
Say what?
Like the dragon's puking?
Yeah. Well, sure.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, or maybe your hand. Your hand will have a mouth on it, and that way, when you come to their face, you know, you gotta make it scary, intimidating. I mean,
Will
we
work.
can put it. I'll draw something. Don't worry, I got you.
Oh. That's what we're talking about. I can keep going.
Okay, I know. I can keep going.
All right. With that all being said, Clover, what are you doing in this quiet moment?
I am at the top of the waterfall behind it, in that little area that we found Emic that one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been sitting there with my back against the wall and my feet in the water, writing in my journal, just like quietly to myself. I'm kind of listening to what everyone else is doing, but I'm very like into what I'm
Yeah.
writing.
Easy enough for you to be able to pick up all the different conversations that are happening amongst your party members. And if there's nothing specific anyone would like to get done in this moment, eventually the servants make their way back into the hot springs area, summoning you all to the space. So, The last gift I have for you all is this. They pull out a small ivory door, almost. They kind of place it on the table in front of you all. This will give you a bit of respite whenever you need it. Once per day, you will be able to summon a mansion that allows you all to design however you like and get a night's rest without being accosted.
Amazing.
Uh,
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Welcome in, Raiders. I hope you're ready for an emotional last half because we're about to abuse the emotions.
Just a little bit.
Zero's gonna go. Don't mind if I do.
Okay.
Gonna 2-finger slip it off the table.
Okay. I haven't made the item yet, but it allows you to cast Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion once per day. I will make it and put it in your inventory when I can.
Okay.
That's dope.
Have we all decided in which time we'd like to find ourselves?
No,
Okay.
Not
we
yet.
discussed saying
I
Totally
literally
okay.
gave you guys hours to decide.
No, well, we had an hour to rest. I think we need a little bit more time to decide.
Yeah, we should have talked about that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of set you all up in the bathhouse to have a nice, relaxing conversation.
We also got to talk about what we do with the sack wizard.
Yeah. Can we
That's a whole thing that's gonna happen after we get out of the Feywild. I told you I'm not having that here.
stack
Just
wizard
saying, ancient wizard in a sack.
in a
That's
sack?
material plane shit.
Okay.
Do you all need more time? Should I give you some time?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got to decide what we're doing.
Okay. Go on. Skadoodle. Skedaddle.
Hey guys, do you want to go sit outside, like in the woods,
Sure.
like the
Yeah.
like the nice area of the
Yeah.
woods?
Uh-huh.
It's all nice, but yeah.
Okay, what I meant was like the area of the woods before monsters come after us.
Okay.
Okay. I think
So
when we get outside, I'm gonna do what I did last time before we entered the Feywild. I'm going to climb a tree and r- hang upside down with my knees at the top of it, kind of like a bat. And just hang upside down on it and swing back and forth a little bit.
Oh, I don't have Wall of Force anymore. I can make this a vibrating bed thing.
So what are we thinking?
I mean, I've said it before. I think we should go back to when what's their faces? Sammy and Raynor first came to us about the swords.
That was so fun.
It was, but
Was that before Lyrancorn?
yeah. Yeah, we were still in Western. And I say that so that we have time for Tristan.
Kill him right there?
Yeah, that was my idea. Was we kill him right then and there and stop them from ever getting more of the swords and
But then,
releasing the Titans. But also we have more time to help Tristan.
but then my brother and all of that.
How far?
Really want to relive that.
We don't have to follow the same path. Our past selves will still be going through it.
Um,
Roll an intelligence check, Gormrog.
Guidance.
Okay.
I don't want this conversation to get too far down a possible rabbit hole. Nothing that you've learned. I'm gonna ignore the roll. Nothing
22.
you have heard has suggested that you will be appearing there as an alternate version of yourself. So you have no idea whether you're going to show up in a version of yourselves, you're going to be teleported to with new bodies, and there'll be a version of you walking around. You don't know. So I don't want you to start thinking that there's going to be two of you in the world. What'd you roll total?
22.
Okay. You're not by any means a time person. You've never studied time.
Nope.
Time magic is a thing you know exists in the world.
Yep.
You are unaware of anyone ever being in two places at the same time, which would suggest if time magic is possible and paradoxes happen, there is something happening to rectify a paradox of two people of the same person in the same place and time.
well, makes sense to me.
So I will share with everybody that I don't know that we'll have two of us in the same place at the same time, because time magic exists, etc., etc. Paradoxes and the like. I don't know if we'll be going back at our current skill set or going back to where we were. But
I mean, I guess for me, I came back to my hometown to save it. Anytime before I met you guys is probably best, but I'd like to still be able to. I'd be able to detour and do something else to kind of stop or thwart this great calamity. At least knowing that my family and my mother's and my hometown is still in peace, and I can still return and still, finish my mission, I guess.
Yeah, I was personally thinking of going back to right before I released the Lunar Dragon. Because then I wouldn't do that. And I'd save that for later when I know how to tame a dragon, and then I'd have a dragon friend. Because then I know how to do it now.
Finnick, all of these time periods are before you tamed Goldie or took your oaths.
Yeah. Because I guess part of me was thinking of right before or sometime shortly before Sammy attacked Vasselheim, so we wouldn't be going too far back.
Yeah.
And we could still give them more time to prepare.
So, like, before the big Earth Titan thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we met Zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I fell in the hole.
Wait, will I still know you guys? Will I have my memories?
that's the question, isn't it? Will we
Ah,
have our memories? Will we have our skill sets? Will we know what we know now?
I feel like those are questions for Varishar.
yeah. But we
Kind of
have to
hard to make a
pinpoint.
decision without that.
I think we're at a consensus when it comes to before the fall of before the Vasselheim, before the Earth Titan's been brought up. I feel like anytime right before that is like the cutoff. Personally, I just can't go back to the nothing, you know?
The problem with going back to Vasselheim when we meet Zeril is that Raynor is already at the Iron Throne releasing the Fire Titan.
What about when they attacked Western?
When was that?
Or before that?
Just before we went to Vasselheim. Remember we flee to Vasselheim from Westrun with Pike on the airship.
Yeah.
But that's before we did everything with the Star Spawn, isn't it?
Before I took my oaths.
That too.
Clover, do you have any input?
Yeah, Clover's gonna pull herself up from the tree, and hop down to join everyone. Think that everything you all said makes perfect sense, and I trust you implicitly. I don't think I want to go back. I think I want to stay here.
You think we should just let the other plane deal with it themselves?
No. I think you guys should go back if you want to. I don't think I'm gonna go with you.
Zeral's
Yeah.
gonna make a look. He's gonna do a little sigh. He's gonna look at Gomrog, like a long look at Gomrog, and then he's gonna look at Finnick, and then look back at Gomrog.
Yeah, I know. Shut up. Crap baskets. All right.
There was just a moment with Litherial or Laurelith, whatever her name is, weirdo. Where we saw a version of Tristan.
Yeah.
That only existed in a certain timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know which timeline it is. I don't really know how timelines work. You know, with all of the numbers Felix threw at me all the time, you'd think that maybe he would have mentioned different timelines, but it never really came up. I guess maybe it did come up and I just ignored him because I guess I ignored him a lot, but I don't want to miss out on a timeline where he gets to survive in some way. And I also don't want to leave the Feywild because I really like it here.
Oh, okay. Don't go anywhere yet. Keep talking, guys.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm gonna be right back. And with my 50-foot movement speed, I'm gonna start running through the forest. And I'm gonna be picking up every long stem flower I can find.
I'm gonna look at Finnick and go, up. We broke him.
And when I come back, I'm gonna have a chain of flowers that I've twisted together into a little armband. I've been wearing this one since you gave it to me. And I never gave you one back. No matter where you are, no matter what plane of existence you're on, you're still my friend.
Of course.
You're gonna be fine.
And be fine. I don't even know. I don't even think this is a big deal. I think like
I
you guys are
wasn't
gonna
talking
go,
about you.
you guys are gonna go and save the world, and then you guys are gonna come back to the Feywild, and you guys are gonna come to my house, and we're gonna have tea. And you guys are gonna tell me about very descriptively the way that you killed Raynor, because I want to know like down to which bones you broke, how it happened.
How long are you gonna stay?
Yeah. Forever?
I hadn't really thought about it that much. And when I did think about it, we were kind of going back and forth, and there were like gaps in the timeline, and it was very confusing. I just I haven't gotten to spend any time with them. Even when we were there, I was with you.
No, it makes sense. It it's just hard seeing you go.
You're not mad at me, are you?
Not
No.
even a little bit. We we're gonna be in a different time, in a different place, and I don't know how that's gonna affect you here.
Yeah, I don't know how it'll affect me, but for myself, I've written everything in my journal. So as long as the words don't erase themselves, I don't think I'll forget anything. And I wrote you all letters. So I don't know. I hope that they explain something. And Clover's going to hand like a stack of letters to Gormrog. And there's one for Tristan on the bottom.
I'll make sure he gets it.
How are we supposed to beat them without you?
You don't need me.
Yeah,
All I
do.
did was hide and stab people.
And you were really
And it
good
helped.
at it.
You were amazing at it. I understand why you want to stay. It's not going to make it any easier, but you're always welcome to come find us.
Oh, I know. And I'm sure I will. I didn't get any time here at all. So it might just be a few weeks.
We came here for a vacation, and you sure as hell didn't get one.
I've not gotten one vacation since we started. Even on our beach day, that was like the worst day of my life.
I reach into my bag and I pull out a couple spell scrolls of sending and I pass them to Clover. Don't worry, I still have a few on me too. They might not work 100% of the time, but
Wait, you need these. I have an entire village of magical people. I'm in the Feywild. I know I can find my own spell scrolls of sending without you having to waste these. I will contact you. Probably every day, because I actually can't imagine going a single night without talking to Finnick.
I love you, Clover.
I mean, we still have a little time.
Yeah. We gotta figure out when we're going back. We gotta rest up so that nobody's exhausted. I think going back to just before the fight might be our best bet. But
The Titan one?
yeah, the Titan one. Hopefully we'll avoid any holes. But Clover. Wasn't easy to say goodbye to Felix. Wasn't easy to say goodbye to Tristan. Not that he gave us much of a goodbye.
Neither of them gave us a goodbye.
It's not going to be easy to say goodbye to you either.
But I'm not just disappearing. I'm right here. You know where to find me.
Yeah.
And I know where to find you. And I'll be reading all of the papers that come by, and I'm sure, kept up to date on the entire journey and everything that's going on. And if I feel like you need me, I'll be right there. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Like I said, I have a whole plane of magical people, and I'm likable. Someone will help me.
Very. You're likable. You're capable. You're smart. Nothing's going to stop you.
But are you leaving like right now, or are we resting here for a little bit more?
I'm gonna go after you decide when you're going back to, and I guess.
Are you gonna send us off?
Yeah, I'll send you off, and then Melly's gonna take me home. And when she says that, Clover's gonna do that. Taz doesn't know how to whistle, so anyone watching don't. Clover's gonna do that like 2-finger whistle that really cool, talented people can do. And she's gonna make that whistling sound and summon her giant bee familiar Melly.
As
Cool.
you shout off a whistle, there's a few minutes because they're relatively far away at this point. But eventually you hear the faint of a bee becoming closer and closer to you all. As Mally kind of like like a Chinook coming in to land, just almost goes vertical before coming down and landing next to you, Clover. A bit of pollen kind of pushing out from its body as it lands.
I'm gonna pet Melly and then I'm going to whisper to him, "Go hide behind that big tree until I'm ready for you." Because Finnick is scared of bees.
Its 6 legs just kind of tearing up ground with each step.
I'll send you guys off, and then I've got to ride home. So do you guys want to like roll down a hill or something?
I still owe you that. I know.
Zeryl, I don't think you've rolled down a hill with me once since we've met. If you did, I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Much of a hill rolling down a kind of
That's
Right.
probably because you've never tried it, but trust me, rolling down a big hill is like exhilarating. You'll love it.
You know,
Especially if there's mud at the bottom, but that's not necessary and it doesn't look like it's rained, so you're probably good.
okay. So I was gonna be like, okay, well, I just gotta tie my hair up first.
Yeah.
And we can, roll down a hill in solidarity.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I guess we're all gonna roll down a hill right now.
I'll say as the day continues on, you find yourselves towards the top of a hill in which there's a brief moment where, Clover, you kind of count to 3. And eventually you all roll down the hill just as Finnick's hourglass comes to 0. Eventually there's a large mud pile down at the end of the hill
Oh my
that you
god.
all roll into. And you see Avarashar there, just grinning at you all, cross-legged against the ground.
You mean
Okay.
Lorla?
Avarashar, right? That's the name.
Maybe I was wrong about
Nope, Lorelith. There's so many fucking names. You see Lorelith, the Time Worn, at the bottom of the hill, just outside the mud. Look towards all of you, blow a little kiss, give a heart, and disappear into the ether.
Daryl is like, you dirty, rotten little time lizard.
They just laugh. The echo of a laugh as they disappear.
Right.
Wait, but Zeryl, have you heard about all of the benefits that mud has on your skin? It like keeps you young for like way longer.
I did it for you.
I guess. He's gonna scoop up some and put some on Clover's face, and then take the other hand and put some on her face. I guess we're in a spa now, and just plops back in the mud and makes peace with makes peace with it.
Of course, Clover is gonna plop down in the mud.
Mm.
She's gonna draw a mustache on herself with the mud. If I could think of something witty to say, I would, but Clover probably doesn't know a British accent.
Mm.
Fair.
I'm gonna look at the other fist and like, wow, it sure would be great if I had somebody else to share all this mud with.
We're in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's in
Yeah.
the mud.
But are
There's no
you
escaping
really?
that.
But are you really in it? And I wiggle myself down and really.
I'll
And I
start
just
making a
take
mud angel.
Yeah, I was making the mud angel. Hey,
as
Gorma.
I'm currently in the mud, I take a scoop of mud and just shove it, creating like one of those like little waves that you would do in the pool, but then just shove
Oh.
it at Cyril.
As this is all happening, Clover, you remember the first point of your adventure that led you to the Fist of Fates. The bit of mud you trekked through with
Felix.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thought you froze.
The first bit of mud you trekked through with Felix, the small mud creatures that you, as a much younger woman now, dispatched. You remember the journey you've gone across from dealing with those small little mud creatures to playing a game with near gods. And you look towards the other fists in this moment. You feel that bit of sadness kind of creep into your heart as to what you will be missing. But you recognize the need, as there is a family you haven't known waiting for you on the other side of the hill.
I don't know if this makes it better or worse for you all, but I don't think I ever would have found this place without all of you. And I'd still be wondering what I was and telling people that I was just a really hairy halfling. Maybe when you all save the world and bring it back to its former glory, maybe I can bring the halfling there, and maybe people can accept them like they sometimes accepted me, and we don't have to hide anymore, and I can just come and go. Maybe I can have two homes.
Wherever we are, you'll always be welcome.
Okay. With that, I think a bit of time passes. You all clean yourselves up once more. I'm hoping a decision has been reached about what time you will move back to.
Whisper. I heard you talking to Zeril earlier about a tattoo, and it's actually really funny. I was also thinking about how cool Finnick's tattoo was, and I wanted one too. And I was thinking that you and I could give each other little stick and poke tattoos.
Whoa. Right now.
Anyone, maybe we can get all of us can get little Fists of Fate stick and poke tattoos. I don't know, but I could draw a leaf or a flower or a sun.
Whoa. Like a leaf.
What can you draw?
Carrot.
A carrot. So I'm gonna pull out my disguise kit and my forging kit, my forgery kit.
Yep.
Because I think I'm gonna need the ink from that.
Sure.
And I'm gonna give Whisper a little stick and poke leaf tattoo. Where do you want it?
My ankle.
Okay, I'm gonna give Whisper a little stick and poke leaf tattoo on her ankle.
Okay.
Ow.
Well, who else gets tattoos in this moment? Do you want to give anyone else
I'll
a
get
tattoo,
one.
Clover?
Huh?
Do you want to give anyone else a tattoo in this moment, Clover?
Yeah, whoever wants one. Okay, Gormrog, for you, I can draw a sun, a chef's hat, or a rainbow.
Huh.
Do all three on my leg.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm
Just
gonna
the
do a little
chef's
stick and
hat
poke on Gormy.
in the sun with a rainbow going over it.
I'm gonna
'Cause I'm tattooed up here already, so
yeah. So I do that, and on the chef's hat, where like the bottom part is before it goes up into the design, I'm gonna try in my little pokes to write Gormy on it. Finnick.
I'll take one.
Okay, what can I make Finnick? I have an idea for you, and I'll get the other half. I think that, have you ever seen a friendship bracelet before?
I mean, I still have this one.
Okay, well, back where I come from, there's these little hearts, and they're cut into, and they each have the other person's name on them.
I'd love that.
But you guys need to do them on me. Whisper owes me a tattoo, and you have to write Finnick on my this part of my arm.
Yeah. Right. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have been watching how Clover does the stick and poke method on everybody else, and so I learned how to do it watching you. And so I do a carrot, but the carrot top is a clover instead of just the leafy green.
And what is this date? Does Zaro get a tattoo or no?
If Zero wants a tattoo,
Zero is going to stand there and look at you guys like y'all are just wonderful, and is going to slowly like take a half a step back and cover all the like exposed skin parts like behind something.
All right. Just so I have this clear, Gormrog got a chef's hat. What exactly?
a sun shining on a rainbow over top of a chef's hat that says Gormy.
Okay, so Gormrog, you get expertise in persuasion because of that.
Wow.
hell yeah.
You got a leaf, if I'm not mistaken, Whisper. So you're gonna get expertise in either nature or medicine, whichever you'd prefer. What did Finnick get?
I got half of a heart that says Clover.
You are gonna get expertise in insight because of that.
The hell?
And I will say, since Zeril decided to not partake, you can take. Do you have stealth as a skill yet that you're proficient in?
Where would I see that at? I don't see it.
I'll check for you.
Oh, stealth. +3, I guess.
Let me check here.
Half proficiency, it says.
Okay, so you are going to gain proficiency in stealth because as you watch all this and attempt to hide, you remember all of the lessons that Clover taught you to sneak around and to be hiding amongst the shadows. And I've gone ahead and changed that for you on D&D Beyond.
I think that our time is running up, but I do have one last thing that I want to say to each of you. Not last. Last wasn't the right word, but I have one more thing before the next time we see each other. Zeril, we haven't known each other long, and we didn't get off on the best foot, but I'm truly inspired by you and the way you say what you mean without overthinking it or bending it into something unrecognizable just to tiptoe around people's feelings. You are authentically you, and you've taught me to care less about the way I'm perceived and more about being comfortable in my skin. Gormrog, I don't really know. I mean, what can I say about Gormrog? You've been a friend and a mentor to me, and you've been invaluable in teaching me lessons in both life and in love. I'll never forget your kindness and how you can be so gentle while still being so fierce. The way you take care of people around you does not go unnoticed, and I will take what I've learned from you and pay it forward. Whisper, you are so fucking cool. You're everything I always wished I was. You're adventurous, free-spirited, strong, funny. You notice things that other people don't, and you take big risks, and you don't let things hold you back or keep you down. If there's a way out, you'll find it, and if there isn't, you'll make one. I know I'm gonna miss our Mud Angels and trying all the new recipes you learned, but I know I'll see you again, and I know on that day we will feast, and we will play, and it'll be like no time has passed.
We're just gonna huff and turn away.
And Finnick, it's so weird to say because I have so many sisters, but you're like the sister I never had. Or maybe that's what a best friend is. Maybe after all this time, I found a best friend in you. I honestly can't imagine my life without you. The person I can come to at all hours of the night. The person who listens to me cry about stupid things while they're going through everything. The person who would step in front of me and get hurt if it meant that I wouldn't. I don't really have a goodbye for you or for any of you because you're all stuck with me. But me and you are in it for the long haul, even if we're not side by side. And as soon as you beat Raynor, you better fly your butt back to the Feywild for a slumber party.
Well, Clover, I want to thank you as well for showing me kindness and showing me the joy that I missed out on earlier in my life. There were times where you made me feel like a child again, and you've done so much for me. You're unique, and that's a strength. Just remember not to be too hard on yourself. You're strong, kind, and you are deeply loved. Just stay strong and ever vigilant. Don't let your fears stop you.
Clover going for a big hug.
Hug her back.
I'm gonna try to pick Finnick up, but I know that I can't. The wings.
So we settled on a time.
Just before the Titan fight.
Zarl.
Yeah, before the Titan fight.
As you say that, you see the form of Arashar standing there outside with you all. So, are you ready, Fists of Fate?
I'm gonna make sure everybody's got their letter from Clover.
And
I'm
you
gonna
have
make sure.
Tristan's.
I'm gonna make sure the one for Tristan is safe in my pack.
Shall I begin the spell?
Whisper, who's been turned away since Clover said that, is gonna turn back now. You can see her eyes are glossy a little bit. And she's gonna hold up her hand and go, wait, not yet. Clover, I'm not good with this, but I feel like my heart is in so many places, and a second ago I was really angry, and then I was sad, and then we did mud, and then the tattoos, and then I was sad again, and I keep coming back to food. Because, of course, but it's more than that, because you know when you're at a dinner table with people you care about, and right before the food comes out, and or right after the food comes out, and everything's warm, and it smells amazing, and for a second it's like everything is perfect, and you look around and you're surrounded by people who make you laugh, people who are seeing you, and you feel good, you feel full, even though I'm never full, but it's like full of the heart, if that makes sense. And you feel like maybe you've found something you didn't really know you were hungry for. I swear this will make sense, but I didn't grow up with that feeling. I grew up with too many plates, and I could be gone for days and nobody really noticed. And I thought that was normal, and I thought that was home, and it never really matched the things that I saw in my picture books. And eventually I decided I didn't need a home. Maybe some people just didn't get that, maybe it was just in picture books. And then I found you, and I found all of you, the Fists. And suddenly I wasn't a failure. I was Whisper, and I was the one who killed an ogre, and the one who can turn into animals, and the one who cooks for her friends. And I found this ridiculous, messy, wonderful table to eat at, full of people who cared if I was there, even when I tried to run away. Who did mud angels with me and saved me sausage rolls and made room for me even when I didn't think I deserved it. You taught me what home feels like. Clover, you were the first person to make me believe that I wasn't broken. That being loud and strange and like me didn't make me feel less worthy of being a part of something. And you always invited me in. You always gave me a flower crown or flower bracelets and friendship bracelets, and you always let me belong. And now you're leaving, and it hurts. and it really hurts, but I think I get it. You have your own road to follow and your own family to protect, and that's what we've been doing this whole time, right? We show up for each other, we fight, and we help each other find where we're supposed to be, even if that place is somewhere else. And I'm scared, and I think that's why I was mad at first, because when you leave, it's like the table's gonna get smaller again, and like there's less room, or maybe even my place isn't really set in stone, and but at the same time, I think I'm learning, and home isn't just a place like I thought it was, or it's not even that table or a meal. I think my books got it wrong, and I think home is the people that you carry with you, and like the ones you remember when everything is quiet. I thought I was always going to be the outsider, but you showed me that I was wrong, and you showed me what it means to be seen, to have people who made room for me, who love me even when I can't figure out how to love myself or even what love really means. And you're always going to be a part of my home, I think, Clover, even if we're not sitting at the same table anymore. And maybe that's what families are. Maybe they're not meant to last forever the way we think that they will. Maybe they're the people who find you when you're lost and feed you when you're starving and love you until you can stand on your own, and then send you out into the world so you can become who you're supposed to be here. And she's gonna step forward and hug Clover, which she has never once initiated herself.
Clover's going to accept it, but Clover's gonna do what Clover always does with Whisper, and she's going to hop and she's going to throw her onto the ground in a floor bear hug. Whisper, you always have a seat at my table. There will always be an extra chair for you. Actually, it's not even an extra chair. It's permanent. It's the Whisper chair, and it's right next to me whenever you want to.
Well, I mean, if you ever make a feast that's too big, or has a lot of extra meat or something,
Any meat
shoot
is
me a
extra
message.
meat. It's always going to be for you.
I'll pop out of a tree or something now that I know I can do that.
You can. And Whisper, I don't want to bring up old scars, but I want you to know, because the first time we talked about it, there were a lot of emotions, and then we kind of just shoved it out under the rug, and we never really talked about it again. But during that fight, when you jumped, I would have followed you if I was right there. I was 60 feet behind you. There was no way I was gonna get there before you came back, but I tried. I will always follow you down a hole.
I understand that now. You've all helped me understand that.
And I hope that through this journey, you figure out where you belong to. Even if it's right here with me. I mean, the sausage rolls are pretty good.
I know, I got some in my pocket.
I'm gonna give one last round of hugs to everyone.
With that, Avarashar steps towards the center of the circle and holds out the flame in the middle of the group. And you, Clover, watch as the flame extends and licks out towards each of your party members. You see Gormrog engulfed first as the memories of sitting at the counter, Gormrog whipping up a meal, and laying down your all-vegetarian plate in front of you as he's engulfed and brought to a time and place separate from you. Gormog, is there anything you'd like to do in this last moment?
At the risk of crying, I'm not going to say goodbye. I'm just going to smile and wave.
You watch as he disappears in the flame. You see another branch lick out towards Zarl, and you're reminded of the teasing, the joking, and all of the things you've learned about Zarl in this short time. And you watch as slowly his body is engulfed in the flame, bringing him to a different time and a different place. Zarl, is there anything you'd like to do in this last moment?
As I disintegrate into time, I'm gonna yell out, "Don't let these other buddies push you around, Flopsy. You got this."
You watch as Zarl disappears. And next, you see the flames lick out towards Finnick, slowly encasing her body, and you remember the days you two have spent back towards the beginning at the house that you all had. You remember the nights you two spent together, just you two in the room, just in those quiet moments of the night. You remember that quiet time you've had together and what it was like to make friends outside of Humboldt County and what that meant. Finnick, is there anything you'd like to do in this last moment to say goodbye?
I just smile at Clover. I'll see you later, okay?
And with that, Finnick disappears. You watch as the flames lick towards Whisper and slowly pull her into the flames. And you remember Mud Angels. You remember the chaos that Whisper brought into your life, in a life that I'm sure could use it. And as that last vision of a Mud Angel is completed, you see Whisper begin to disappear into the flames. Whisper, is there anything you'd like to do in this last moment?
She just waves and says, "Thanks for having me in your story so far. Thanks for being my friend, Clover."
I toss something to Whisper as she's moving. Will she receive it?
Yep.
I'm gonna really quickly look down and pull a ring off my finger and toss Whisper my ring of protection.
Okay. With that, you catch that ring. The last of the fists disappear from your sight, leaving you and Varashar standing in the Feywild. So, do you have a plan, Clover?
I don't plan. But I know where I'm going and I know what I am. That's a pretty good start.
I think that's all most of us can ask.
Clover's gonna awkwardly walk away because she doesn't know how to socialize still, because she's only socialized with this little group of awkward people for the past several months. So she's just gonna kind of like back up, thumbs up, and go find Melly, her bee, and hop onto Melly and
Easy enough.
gently tap him and say, "All right, Melly, take me home."
Okay. With that, Melly launches off, bringing you back towards the Herringon Enclave once more. And as you fly, the small town slowly coming into view. You see most of them packing up, getting ready to move on. And you land once more in the city. You see your parents kind of make their way over to you. A little bit of confusion in their faces. What are you doing here, Clover? I thought you
You
had a
know,
mission.
I just thought maybe this town needs someone who knows how to kill a hag.
Are you okay? You sure this is what you want?
This is what I've wanted for as long as I can remember.
Well, I guess help your mother pack up so we can get on the road.
Clover is like all smile. She's like so happy to be able to hear "go help your mother" and to go do something with the family, even if it's something a little bit sad, like moving.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over to you then, as we enter into the later parts of Clover's life, and let you explore what this means for her. And I will interject as the timeline demands.
I don't want to look into the later parts of Clover's life. I just want to focus on today.
Okay.
Um, and today, Clover is running into her parents' house and helping them pack. And she's joking with her sister Shastina and telling her about all of these things that happened growing up in Holbold Quarry and wondering if she experienced any of the same things, and talking about school and boys. And she's going to tell her about Felix, and she's going to tell her about Tristan. And when everything's packed up and everyone's moving, she's just going to introduce herself to the dozens and dozens and dozens of cousins that she has, and just say, "Hey, I'm Clover," or "I'm Callista. I'm not really sure. You can call me whichever one you like more."
Okay.
And it's just like a montage of Clover finally fitting in amongst people and not hiding her ears and not worrying about her tail, and just walking right up to people and talking to them first without anyone else to hide behind.
And I'll say even in the beginning, there's a little bit of awkwardness as you instinctually begin to go to cover your ears, but a few people kind of almost call you out on it, be like, what are you doing? As you slowly become more and more confident in what it means to be a Harangon and who you are in this community. And
And
that realization slowly starts to sink over you.
and for a second she thinks about pulling off her bandana, but then she remembers that it's the one that Tristan gave her, so she keeps it on.
Okay. Do you want to hear anything about Clover's future?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Yeah, she's had too much trouble with the past and the future, and she just wants to live in the moment.
Okay. Okay. Well then,
But I would like to do one last thing,
by all means.
and this is going to take a couple of minutes.
By all means, the scene is
But so
yours.
we have this whole montage of Clover getting to know all of her brothers and sisters and cousins and whatever, and moving with them and talking about how she's going to be their trainer now and whatever. But then the scene kind of shifts into a memory, and you see Clover sitting in the hot springs at the top of the waterfall with her back against the wall, writing in her journal. And if you don't mind, she's writing, "Dear Tristan." This is the part that's gonna make me cry. Okay. "Dear Tristan, if you're reading this, that means the Fists of Fate succeeded in finding you. And maybe that saved you from Tiamat's curse. It also means that I severely underestimated your reading skills this whole time. Or maybe Gormrog is helping you. It's hard to know at exactly what point the Fists of Fate got to you. Maybe this letter is coming out of left field, or maybe it's coming at just the right time and you're confused about why I'm not there. I'm a little confused about why I'm not there too. Taking a break from adventuring wasn't really a part of my plan, but then again, getting up front and center to fight the evils of this world was never really a part of my plan to begin with. I just wanted to know what I was, and if I had any family out there missing me. And then I met you, and Gormrog and Whisper and Finnick, and my whole world changed. Saving children from dryads, exposing the myriad, escaping a torture cell. I knew what I was long before I heard the word Harengon. I'm an adventurer. And I did have family out there missing me. The Harengon, yes, but the Fists too. The family I never knew I needed. Our little motley crew full of misfits who didn't really have a set place in this world, so we carved one out for ourselves. And through all of the loss and the gains, through the failures and successes, through the help of my friends, I actually did it. I found my real biological family, a 17-year-old dream actually coming true. As it turns out, I was kind of made for this, for coming home to my family and saving them from this crazy misfortune, like literally made. When my parents had Linnariel take me away to give me a chance to survive, she didn't just travel in space, she traveled in time. I was placed and raised and built to come back and save my family at just the right time with just the right people, and I didn't even know it. I guess sometimes, as much as we try to forge our own fates, there are paths that we're just destined to cross. I felt this warmth in my soul when I made it here, something calm settling in me, like a weight lifted from my shoulders and my lungs expanded and I could breathe, like really, really breathe for the first time in my life. Then I had this moment with my mom, and I remembered her voice from when I was a baby. And then my dad started acting all dad-like, which was endearing and sweet. And I have a sister, a little big sister, or a big little sister. We haven't really worked out all the details yet, but it felt like home. I talked to you once about my home back at Hexcomb Farms, about how I often felt a little out of place. And I would go escape to my bedroom and snuggle up in the corner of my bed with blankets and stuffed animals, and it was really only in that one spot I felt safe, like I belonged, like I could drown out the rest of the world. Well, that's what this whole place feels like. It feels like a little bubble of warmth and love, like the air is embracing me in a hug. The grass is greener, the clouds are puffier, the carrots are tastier, and the tea, you would love the tea. So when I saved the Harengon and headed back on my journey with the Fists, suddenly nothing felt right. I was dragging my feet and feeling weighed down by the distance, and I kept looking over my shoulder, wondering if I could find my way back. Sorry, I didn't get to finish writing all of it. If you made it this far, I'm super impressed with you. Because this right here, right now, as I'm writing this letter to you, is when I'm making the decision to go back and stay with the Heron Gun. They don't know it yet, and who knows, maybe I'll change my mind, but after we get our hands on the flame, I'm going to stay. Because I belong here in the Feywild, here with my family. And those letters are blurry because my tears are swishing the ink around. Because I don't want to leave the Fists of Fate. But I've waited my whole life for this opportunity to go home, and I need to take it before it's too late. So, why am I writing you? Because whether it happened for you yet or not, you and I shared something special the few months that we traveled together. You became someone I could fall into, whether that was late at night when I just needed a friend to talk to and be with, or someone I could collapse on after a particularly rough battle. You were my safe place to land. So after the Fists of Fate find you, and after you help them with as much as you want to, I'm inviting you to join me here in the Feywild. Life is slower here, people are accepting. I think after everything you've been through, you'd really like it. You'd also be the tallest guy in town, which I know you'd think is pretty cool. I'll be waiting. With love, Clover Callista Hexcomb.
Okay. That being said, as the rest of you are pulled into the flames and brought back, what specific moment have you all found yourselves at?
Are we all together?
Yeah.
Let me find out what
Or-
specific moment that you all find yourselves at. What is the rest of the fist looking to pull yourselves to?
I don't know anything past coming into the city that day,
Right.
and so I would say any time before that, I guess. I mean, I had just gotten there and I got bumped and something didn't feel right. So
what
Um,
about you guys? What do you think you guys wanted to pull back to?
because we decided before the Titan fight, before Sammy got to Vasselheim. Right? So, I imagine a couple days before Sammy got there.
Okay, so right before you left to go south?
Because of Darius. I think so.
Okay.
I would like confirmation from the other two. But
My memory is fuzzy.
because we had flown south to Mistral. Port Mistral. No, that's not right. No, yes. Shamal Bay. That's the name of the place. Because we had gone to Shamal Bay to chase after Darius because he had a piece of the water shard. So,
Which I now have. Unless that's gone now.
I just need to know the exact moment in time, and then we can figure out what happens from there.
so before we travel south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is the moment where all of you begin to find yourself once more I'm in the material plane. Slowly, you see yourself, and you find yourself pulling into a consciousness of a time before. You're being flooded by memories of time you don't remember. You feel your body surge with a power you didn't expect as you are suddenly brought back or pushed forward, or it's a little hard to understand in the moment, but you're not supposed to be here, or you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You are inundated with memories of a life you didn't live, a timeline that no longer exists, a future that hasn't yet come to pass. As you stand on the docks of the airport of Vasselheim, the city behind you, you see the echo of a scar in the land, a vision of a future that hasn't come to pass yet. And people are missing. There's a Asamar who you know is Zarl, but Clover and what was his name? It's been so long now. Do you remember who he was? You feel a void almost in you, Thormrog, as the memory of a brother who you may have had at some point no longer exists in this timeline. And there's a small black gem gotten from a hag that would have cured his curse that is now pointless, as time and traveling across it has consequences. And that hourglass on your arm, Finnick, the one that disappeared with the mud, you feel the faint tracing of the outline of it. There had to be a cost. And I think that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Forging Fates. This was a emotional episode. You can come back, Taz. Thank you. I'm sure we're going to have a little bit of post-episode winding down. I don't know if it's appropriate for us to go ahead and raid someone with this vibe we have. I think it's better off we just say thank you, Taz, for 3 years of dedication, of being here when a casting call was put out by a fucking no-name person looking to fucking have people join, and you joined on a whim.
I don't know who out there from the actual play community is watching this, but I had never seen an actual play before I auditioned for this. I mean, I saw like two episodes of Fantasy High, and I couldn't really get into it. But other than that, like I had never watched an actual play before.
Well, I'm glad I could convince you and have you join us because you've been an absolute amazing role player, and it's been a pleasure to have you at this table. And I truly hope nothing but the best for you, and I hope that you go on to make a just tell stories with everyone, because it has been nothing but a pleasure to have you sit at this table, and I appreciate everything you've done for us.
I appreciate everything all of you have done for me. Actually do have some exciting storytelling coming up, and obviously none of that would have happened without all of you. So
Okay, well, before we wish Taz off for the last time, does anyone have anything going on next week that they want to shout out?
Not this coming week, but next week. QPD is back.
Okay.
I do have something that I forgot to say.
What do you got, Jen?
On Friday of this week, if any of you are going to WonderCon, I'm going to be a guest at Charisma Check, the TTRPG networking event on Friday at 2:30 p.m. in Room North 152. So if you're at WonderCon, come to the TTRPG networking event run by Creators Assemble.
Amazing.
I'll be there.
Awesome. Dom or Dante, you got anything? Okay.
I will be able to tell you guys what it is next week.
Okay.
But I will be doing a short series with it's werewolves, werewolf stuff.
Cool.
With another world tabletop. So I'll let you guys know what that is soon.
Okay. That being said, Taz, where are people gonna find you from now on?
I am still on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at Reader and Rogue. My next thing coming up is with, you know what? I'm not sure what I'm allowed to talk about or not, so I guess you're gonna have to follow me to find out.
All right.
But I've got a few special secret surprise projects coming up.
All right. I guarantee one of them's gonna be on Monday.
No.
I'm joking. It was a joke.
Oh.
I've got nothing else. If you guys got nothing else, remember, we love you, geeks. Good night.
Stay hydrated.